Every great web application with millions of users have an even greater backend, and it has to be. Accessing your app over a prolonged period of time will test the integrity, availability, and speed of your backend. Backend technology can be inexpensive, or it can cost you thousands of dollars. So what's the deal here? For my backend that powers my web apps, I use Directus for my Headless CMS, supported by a PostgreSQL and Redis database, hosted on a VPS and managed by Coolify. Wow, that is a mouthful, and on this channel we will explore how they all work together. So let's tackle each technology one at a time, starting with the VPS. What is a VPS? A virtual private server, known as a VPS, is a virtual environment created on a physical server. Think of it like an apartment building. Everyone shares the same physical structure, but each unit has its own private space, utilities, and security. While multiple VPS instances share a physical server, be careful not to confuse this with shared hosting. Each VPS is allocated its own dedicated resources, which are restricted to that VPS for as long as it is active. Therefore, the performance of a VPS is not directly affected by the usage of other VPS instances, but rather by the underlying performance of the physical server itself. What are the benefits of a VPS? There are several benefits to consider when deciding on virtual private server hosting. 1. Greater control. Compared to shared hosting, you have root access and can fully customize your server environment. 2. Dedicated resources. Allocated CPU, memory, and storage help ensure consistent performance. 3. Scalability. You can easily scale resources up or down to accommodate changing traffic and application demands. 4. Cost effectiveness. A VPS typically offers a balance between the affordability of shared hosting and the power of a dedicated server. 5. Improved security. Isolation from other users on the same physical server enhances security. And 6. Choice of operating system. You can choose the operating system that best suits your needs, such as Linux or Windows. How does it stack up against Vercel or Netlify? Vercel. Vercel offers minimal setup with Git integration and fast deployment right out of the box. It has a free hobby plan, but it is strictly for personal, non-commercial use. Once your app grows and needs to scale, you will need to move to a paid plan. The Pro plan starts at $20 per user per month and also covers serverless functions. Despite the name, serverless code still runs on a physical server. However, the infrastructure management, such as scaling, security patching, and provisioning, is handled entirely by the cloud provider. The main factor to watch carefully is cost. Vercel uses usage-based billing, and costs can escalate quickly, especially since turbo build machines became the default for new Pro projects in February 2026 at a $0.126 per bill minute. A moderate team workflow can generate over $400 per month in bill costs alone, before bandwidth and compute charges. I have seen some alarming Vercel bills shared online by customers, which means you need to fully understand the pricing model before you commit. Netlify. Netlify has historically been more suited to static sites and composable web applications. Composable applications are software systems built from independent interchangeable modules rather than a single rigid code base. Netlify also has Git integration, customizable build plugins, and serverless functions. Netlify moved to a credit-based pricing model in September 2025, which is designed to simplify metered billing. As of April 2026, the Pro plan costs $20 per month and now includes unlimited team member seats, which is an improvement over the previous per seat model. However, teams working on active projects with real traffic can burn through their credit allocation quickly, and credit pack add-ons at $10 per 1,500 credits means teams can regularly spend $40 to $80 or more per month beyond the base subscription. Your overall control is also more limited compared to a VPS, and you will still face a monthly cost as your app grows. Now the VPS. VPS prices can grow as your app grows, but in my experience at a slower and more predictable rate, with no surprise charges. However, if you manage a VPS yourself, it requires understanding web servers, firewalls, operating systems, caching, and more. It can get complex very quickly and may cause you to spend more time managing the server than building and scaling your app. That is why some developers and business owners hire a team to handle it. Small teams may not have the budget for a dedicated infrastructure team, so they often opt for a more convenient managed solution. There's one tool, however, that I think is worth mentioning and is a game changer, and that is Coolify. In a later video, I will go into more detail about what Coolify is and what it does. Coolify is a self-hostable platform that makes managing your VPS significantly easier. It offers Git integration, runs apps in Dockerized containers, handles HTTPS automatically, and includes a built-in web server that works out of the box with no manual configuration required. This makes the VPS a very real competitive option worth considering. If you choose a solid hosting provider and pair it with the right tools, you can make this an absolute dream to work with. Now, don't get me wrong, even with Coolify, there are some configurations that you will have to make. But I do believe a VPS is a great solution for a startup, mid-size, or enterprise scale app with the right tools. Stay with me in this series and we will definitely explore the possibilities. See you in the next video.